So I actually remember. So hi everyone, recording has just started. We're going to be doing Harmonics trading today. Now, if you guys don't have a trading journal, I really recommend that you get one as a matter of importance, whether it's you know, a physical one or one that's going to be on your computer. I'm just going to turn my music down a bit. So important to have a trading journal, so you can be documenting your trades, documenting your thought processes, you know, what happened in the market, so that you can be very clear on, you know, what's working for you and what is not. Okay. So as a starter, let's take a look at TradingView. So the first thing we always do is take a look at Forex Factory and see what's happening in the news today. What currency pairs should we be avoiding? So we've got some USD that's unfolding, orange USD at about 1:30. What time is it now? Okay, so not far off. And then we've got USD at 5 o'clock. Everything else is looking pretty sweet. So just make sure that you're always taking note of what currency pairs are, you know, maybe you're going to have some effect at some point today. And then be really clear in terms of your financial tracker, you know, what are your targets today? What are you realistically looking to be making? So I use my trading tracker every single day. This is a clean spreadsheet, which I give to all of the trade creatives. But it just allows you to see actually what is it that you're trying to make today. It takes the pressure off of you and also gives you some very clear goals and helps you to decide how many trades you might be taking today. So if your daily percentage increase, so your delta, if that is 3%, once you hit your 3%, walk away from the charts. You do not need to be working overtime, right? The markets do not respect our time, they respect our strategy. So make sure that, you know, you're just hitting your 3% target, whether that may be £6, maybe £10, depending on what your account size is. But continue to compound, okay? We are patient and we are sophisticated traders. We are not desperate. We are not trading with FOMO. We are simply drip feeding so that in the end of the next 3 months, 6 months, the next year, our account size is going to be really healthy, okay? And you can, I've given this calculation, this calculator that I use to a lot of people. So if you don't have it, let me know and I can send you a version so that you can track maybe how many trades you can be taking at any one time. So let's say you've got £300 in your account and you only ever want to risk 2% at any one time. You only ever want to expose 2% of your account at any one time. Okay, so that means that you're going to be risking £6 at any one time. So £6 per trade. Okay, but let's say you have a 0.03 lot size and your stop loss is 20 pips. Then one trade is £6. So then you can calculate, what if you want to drop that down? So we know that with a full lot size that your account will allow you, you can only have one trade open at a time. But let's say you want to use a 0.01 lot size. Still using the same size of pips. Oh, it hasn't changed. 0.01, please. So we know that one trade, you're going to be risking £2. This tells you can have 3 trades open at a time, okay? So just make sure that you're not over leveraging. Be very clear about your trading rules. How much are you willing to risk? Some people don't mind 5% total exposure. Some people are, you know, I'm a very safe trader. I only ever like really exposing 1% of my account, sometimes 2, okay? So just be very clear on that. Would the risk amount not depend on the actual currency pair? So yes, this is why, again, it's very important to use these according to the currency pair that you're using. So let's say you're maybe using GBP AUD. Now we know that GBP AUD likes to move. It can do 30 pips in one 15-minute candle. So that means that your number of pips is going to have to accommodate the breathing space that that currency pair will allow. Currency pairs have very different personalities, as we know. Okay, so actually with GBP AUD, you may need a 50 pip stop loss. Okay, so let's put that in there, 50 pips. So if I'm using a 0.01 lot size, 50 pip stop loss means that I'm risking £5. So I know that in order to stay away from my 2% total exposure, I can only place really one trade at a time with a 0.01 lot size. But if I wanted to place a 0.03 trade, still with GBP AUD, 50 pip stop loss, I'm actually risking £15 and I don't have the account size to even have one trade open. So really I should stay away from that currency pair. Is this making sense?
Sorry, Jess. Hi. So what I meant is the actual amount that's being risked. I know this is sort of a general rule, but does it not really depend on each currency pair?
Yeah. Okay, so remember, we're only focusing on Forex. So this is not going to work if you're looking at gold or stocks or crypto, okay? We know that the highest rate of return for any of the currency pairs is Euro GBP. In terms of our, we're not including our exotics here. So I'm talking about our majors and our minors. The one that gives the highest return is Euro GBP. So this is what we have to think about. Anything that's not Euro GBP is going to be a little bit less. So this is how I just use this. Does that make sense?
So yeah, this is the highest possible amount you can lose, but depending on the currency pair,
yeah,
it will be anything below this.
Yeah, anything below that. So this is like, what is my maximum? So if this was Euro GBP, then this would be exactly specific. Of course, it's going to be a few pence here or there, depending on the currency. But general rule of thumb, the way that I like to use Euro GBP as a marker, you know? So it just helps. I hope this has been a helpful starter just for us to be very clear on what we're able to risk. We've got 7 people in chat. Nice to see you guys. We've got Jacob, Charmaine. Hey girl, Charmaine is on every call. As is Gemma and Michelle, and of course we got Jolty. Amina is here too. Nice to see you guys. So let's look at the scanner together. Who's actually taken a look this morning? Who's taken some trades this morning? We had a good day yesterday. I don't know about you guys, but I grabbed my pips and run. So I had some nice profits yesterday. I think that a couple of them eventually hit stop loss, but I like to grab the bag and run. So I made my daily percentage increase purely from those trades alone. So I don't know about you, but it was a fun day yesterday. So let's take a look at our trades here. So I know that everyone has their own trading style when it comes to the Harmonics scanner. I've been using this now for around 9 months, but so I have my own way of using it. But I know that Bryony has been doing some training using multi-fire strategy, which a lot of you guys are loving. So I want to make sure that we're having a really unified experience and you're not getting loads of different kind of like tips and tricks from loads of people. Let's try and keep it really unified. So I'm going to be using the the multi-fire strategy. I always use triple fire as well for my own personal trading. Yes, please. Yes, let's do this. And Bryony's session yesterday was recorded, so if you need that, I do have the links. For anyone who's in Trade Creatives, I'm going to be putting that onto the website after the session. So let's take a look. So we said that for the news, we were going to stay away. Well, USD is kind of looking okay. So let's just look through. I hope you guys have got your own music of choice going on in the background. So with triple fire strategy, we are looking for several different confirmations to get us in. And we are looking at resistance, divergence, and entrance, okay? First of all, we look at the areas of resistance. Our entry line, our green line, should be a strong area of resistance. That's confirmation 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our box and we're going to draw back in time. Let me out. There we go. Okay, so let's go back in time and see, is this a strong area of resistance? So the price has been up, boom, there it is. Look at that traffic, getting stuck right at this area. Nice, confirmation 1. Let's go back, what is the current trend? So, Wow, it's really been waffling around this area for quite a few days for the past month. I'd say we're in an area of long-term consolidation here, which is still fine because it's moving through. We've got space underneath and above our areas. Okay. In terms of what's been happening over the past few days, we've had bullish momentum. So I am happy to go in. We can see this long-term uptrend here. It's respecting, it's broken through this trend line, and it's going to want to continue to come up. So let's take a look at where we are. So confirmation, we've got resistance, we've got our trend. And now we want to look at our divergences. So divergence means that there is something going against the grain, something going against the norm, okay? So we're going to be looking at our MACD, our awesome oscillator, and our stock, okay? MACD, you should have your settings onto the 310 close 16. And I like to have my stochastic and my RSI set to the 60 and the 40, which this currently isn't. I'll change that in a minute. Okay. So what we're looking for is some divergence within this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from the X to the D. We'll make that nice and clear. X to the D. Oh, that's not nice and clear at all. Black, there we go. So we can see we've got some downwards movement from the X to the D. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw another line from the X to the D with our MACD and our awesome oscillator. So where was price? Price came up here. So we've got some slight divergence going on here. Let's do it again. Let's see what's happening on the awesome oscillator. To the D. Where's my D? My D is there-ish. So we've got some upwards movement here whilst this has been moving down. So we have got some divergence going on. We've got our stochastic is in the oversold areas pushing up. This is also pushing up. So actually this could be a really nice trade to enter for market execution. It's already making the move. I'm not too happy with this wick. Price hasn't really come down and touched this entry point yet. So personally, I wouldn't want to enter this trade. But this is a nice rejection candle. It hasn't touched our entry line, and I like to be very picky about my trades. I like to see that we have space. Whenever price comes out of our Bollinger Bands, it wants to come back out again. So I reckon this has space to come down, even though we do have indications that price could be building. How many pips is that? 20 pips. I mean, if you want to take it, you can. I don't mind a rejection candle, but we do like to see a bit more of an engulfing bullish candle. If you've read the Candlestick Bible, you will know that this candle this is almost like a bit of a more chunky doji. It's telling us that there is a reversal on the way. This could be the movement now. It's having its momentum. But I reckon it's still got space to come down. So let's look at some other currency pairs and take a look at what's happening. That move has already happened. We have a nice bit of movement here. Price is crossing down, crossing up, we're crossing back down here. So let's take a look at this. Do we have some divergence here? So we draw the line from the X to the D. We come back down. This is GBP CAD for anyone who is following along. We're really our middle zone here. The D is there. So that's looking very horizontal. Yikes. That was the X, and that's our D. Very horizontal. I don't know if I like this. This is a bit more clear. A bit more clear divergence here. So this is nice. Touch the entry point. It's outside of our Bollinger Band. Boom, up, up, up. That is a really nice, if we got in here at the end of that candle, that's already a nice like 25 pip move. Grab the pips and go. But we're about an hour late on that one. That one's already made its move. If anyone has any currency pairs that they have seen or they want us to go over, then let me know. Must the divergence occur both in the MACD and the AO, or is divergence in one of either enough? The MACD and the AO, usually they move in a very similar way. They're just a bit more clear about the volume or the velocity of the candle in that period of time. But so long, if one is more horizontal, but for example, if the AO is giving me more of a clear divergence, I'm still going to take it. I do like to give things a bit of, I'm quite forgiving when it comes to my trading. That's coming back up. I do feel, does NZD USD want to continue this move? It's pulled down, it's resisted. We could go in for another one, but I want to respect the rules that I'm using for multi-fire strategy. We're going to grab the bag. Ooh, what's this one doing? This is looking nice. Ah, sweet. I am happy with this. This is a nice move. Euro GBP pushing on the upside. Trending up. I'm happy with this one. We could take this one, guys, for a market execution. I am going to jump in with the bag. We've seen, the reason why I'm taking this trade is because we've seen the push up. It's had its resistance. It's pulled back down to TP1 and is preparing to go up again and continue its growth. We've had this red candle outside of our Bollinger Band. We then have a nice, juicy, bullish candle. What time is it now? So that closed about 5 minutes ago. Flicking up. This is flicking up. This once it's got space to come up. So I'm actually going to enter this one for market execution. It'd be nice if we could catch the bag and run. And by catch the bag, I mean 20 pips and go. So Euro GBP, I am now entered. 507. We're going long. We're taking a long position here. Profit level 200 ticks. My stop loss I always set for 30 pips. So it totally depends on what you're comfortable with as a trader. Please remember that TP1 in itself is a resistance area. This is the 618, or is this the 382? Either one. This is 618, I think. So this is an area of resistance. So if you see a little bit of drawdown, please don't get scared. We do not fear reds, okay? Continue that patience and wait for it to come up. If you get 10 pips up, right, profits are profits at the end of the day. If you open your phone and you like what you see, take the bag and run. Get that Uber Eats. Okay, so I am gonna set, I'm just gonna quickly set my, my stop loss. So just take a moment to do that for yourselves. Nine. Just take a moment of quiet time whilst we just set our trades. done. We've got 9 people on the call. Gemma, I hope you're okay. Where is your video? I feel really lonely. Kerry is here. Nice to see you. Maribel is here. Hey, Jolty, thanks. Guys, trading is a team sport, okay? This is not the Jessica show.
I'm just keep turning my camera off because I'm eating and it's not a lovely sight.
You should make this, yeah, and thunder. Who's got thunder? Can you hear that? I'm in Southeast London. Let me know if you've got thunder near you and we can count how long it takes for the thunder to travel.
So what was your take profit?
So I have set my take profit at, you can see this green line here. This is the 89707.
So did you round it down?
No, that's just what I actually didn't. You know, I like to round down. And I was like,
yeah, you like round numbers.
I do. I don't know whether you knowing this is a good thing or a bad thing. You guys really know like my trading personality. Hey Gemma, nice to see you.
Hi.
Is this a buy market? So Euro GBP, again, like a lot of the Euro pairs, has been recovering from the economic crash of Miss Rona. And so in this current market, it is consolidating. This is a consolidating market. However, it has had bullish momentum for the past couple of months. Since March, it went down, and it has had bullish momentum for quite a period of time, but it's had its highs and it's had its lows. But we've seen as we went back that we've definitely got space for it to be coming up, and it's still got space to come down. So I'm very confident with this trade at the moment. We'll just see how she goes. Again, make sure you set your stop loss to whatever is right for you. She's got her momentum. We've got our my arrows. Our stochastic, the blue's crossed over the red, it's flicking up. We've got the blue flicking up into towards our 0 line, RSI flicking up. This is still pointing down. It's telling us what we've still got in a strong, in this current move, we're still currently in this bearish trend at the moment, but hopefully we're gonna see these to push back up. Again, you don't have to take every single trade that I set. I'm just telling you what I am confident to trade, you know? That's kind of it. I don't have any questions. I meant on the MT4. Oh, yes, we are buying. You can see I've got a long position set here. So I'll always do this for you. I will set my long or short position so you can see. You'll see the red, which is the red, and the green. If you can see the gray, that's where I entered. Sometimes it's not that clear. But look, I love 20 pips. I don't like to trade for anything less really than 15 pips. 20 pips and run. I'm not mad at that.
What's the reason you're not going all the way to TP2?
I don't have a reason. This is where I'm going to choose to grab my bag and go. But if you, by all means, take it up to TP2, trail your stop loss, catch more pips. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Doesn't have that line.
The market gods are blessing us. Let's go. Pips, pips, pips. It is raining pips, guys. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, if you want to trail your stop loss, if you want to take it up to TP2, by all means. At the moment, I'm just catching that momentum. We'll just see how it goes. I got a couple of trades open, so yeah. Let's crack on. So we have got Euro GBP. We are locked in. Where's my pen? We have got Euro GBP. Hopefully she's not rejecting. I want her to push up. Okay. USD, we have got news happening at 1:30. It is orange. She's not ready. I'm not happy with that one. $28 candle closure. down, clicking down. Ooh, could we catch this for TP3? Let's take a look. What is this? GBP NZD on the 15-minute. I'm just going to take a look at my confirmations. Oh my God, this weather. Where's my box gone? Okay, there we go. Jeez. There we go. Again, don't rely on me doing this. I want you guys to also be doing this at the same time yourself. Okay, so we've got a very clear bearish market here. Great. What time is it? So we've just had candle closure. Price is coming down. Is price flicking up? We're going to have some bearish momentum here. I want us to take this down 30 pips. I'm happy. That is a nice move. We are. Maybe it's preparing to come back down. Price is looking down. I am going to enter this one for market execution. We've got GBP NZD. It's got its momentum. We are weak in terms of what the RSI is saying. It hasn't really got much strength at the moment, but hopefully it's going to continue down and come into these oversold regions. I want it to be a strong push down. Thanks, guys. Thank you. GBP NZD. I've gone in. I'm locked into this trade. What she now decides to do is up to her or they.
So did you go for a sell?
I sure did. Down to TP3. My entry was at the 194479. My stop level, I'm just going to put at 30 pips. I'm not mad at that. That's above the current high, so that's okay with me. Profit level, how far can we take this? If this is a one-to-one trade and we're trying to catch 30 pips, that's before TP3, so I am happy with that. We are in a downtrend. It does want to push down. We had about 15 minutes ago, we had this nice red candle that came out of our Bollinger Band, and we've just seen a further red candle. So I'm hoping it's going to continue with this momentum. When you're 10 pips in profit, move your stop loss up to 2 pip profit. So much noise. So I'm just going to take a moment to set my stuff. Okay, that's done. What is this? we've got Euro GBP, we've now got GBP NZD. I've got an NZD CAD trade open. Oh, I see that's pushing up. Nice. For anyone who's in the AFA trade house, we've got an NZD CAD trade open, which is now pushing to the upside. So if you want to grab those pips and run. But if you've got the patience, hopefully we're going to see this extend into even deeper into these overbought areas. We may find a bit of resistance here, but hopefully it's got momentum to push through. Okay. So where are we? Euro and GBP is looking okay. NZD, we just got a little bit of drawdown on that Euro GBP. We will wait it out. Let's take a look. GBP CAD. GBP CAD, I would keep your eye on GBP CAD for the next few hours. It's currently reaching towards the top of this Bollinger Band. We've got momentum. It's going to come down back into our pink region down here. So it's going to have its slingshot moment. It's going to pull back in order to come back up again. So just keep your eye. If this was me and my own general trading, I would set a buy stop for like 10 pips up. Where are we? 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would set a buy stop for around 10 pips above the area of resistance. You guys know I like to look for my clues. Where are the clues? Here they are. It's told us this is the code that we need to crack the matrix. Resistance candle, boom. 10 pips above the resistance candle, we're in. So what's that, GBP CAD? We do have another GBP pair already, but these have activated at different times. So I'm quite happy. I'm gonna set that for myself. If you want to, feel free. It's gonna be a buy position, a buy stop. It's just having its momentum down, but we're gonna be ready and waiting with the net to catch those fish when she wants to come up. We catch 60 pips here? Yes, we can. Okay. So what is this GBP CAD? I'm setting my stop loss for the 1.69930, and then my take profit I am doing at the 70830, and I have rounded it this time. So money is going to come down, it's going to have its momentum, but by the time it comes up, it's probably going to resist around here for a little bit, and then we want it to have its momentum to the upside. How are we doing? Euro GBP is still waffling. GN is still doing its thing. Okay. GBP CAD reset. So we've got GBP CAD as a buy stop. That is a beautiful, beautiful move. I just want to take a look. I can't believe this weather. We are in June, guys. Okay, we've got some nice divergence here on our oscillator. Not so much on the MACD. It's looking quite horizontal. But I'm happy with that. We'll just wait and see what she does. Okay, so we've got a lot. Let's see if we can find a JPY pair. I think a lot of them have already done their move. No, not enough. Wow. NZD USD. We've got our news on USD, so probably not. NZD CAD. That's not enough hits for me. Euro GBP, we are in. What's that for? A buy. Okay, so she's pulling down. Hopefully she's going to come back down outside of our Bollinger Band and then push back up. GBP, NZD, we are already in. Our AUG pairs, our JPY pairs have actually moved quite a bit. So we've got a bit of divergence. A bit of divergence. What is this? So this is a very strong buy market currently. So yes, this is a strong area of resistance, but I would not like to trade that down. It does want to push up to the long side. If anyone has any currency pairs that they want us to look at, just let me know. We've got another like 15 minutes. Hey. Why does it do this to me? That's so weird that it's not going to let me take it to the left side, but I guess we've got a green line so we can see. So is this area a strong area of resistance? I mean, it's seen resistance, but is it massively strong? Like, is price drawn to that area? No. Does price get stuck there? Yes. Okay, so that was from March. Let's go back to where we are. This is our low, pulling back up. There, bullish, 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 bullish. Bit of bearish momentum. And we're back to the bulls. Okay. And it's just having that swing low. So in terms of market structure, we do have space down here. What happens around TP3? It does get stuck. Rejection towards TP3. Okay, I'm just going to check the divergence on this one. Okay, we've got very, very slight divergence here. We've got the divergence here on the AO. We just got, it is complying with the movement on the MACD. Let's take a look at where we are. We're coming up into the overbought areas. If you are going to enter this trade at some point, because there is room to take it down past TP2, you can wait for your candle confirmations, wait for this to come down. I'd like to see this coming more into the overbought areas and then pulling to the downside, and the same with our RSI. We are having this movement with our MACD volume bars, sorry. We've got a red bar here, which is telling us that price is weakening. So we may actually see some further rejection. I'm not going to enter this one or set this trade, but keep an eye on it because we may see a pull to the upside in order for it to come down. That is on GJ. Euro GBP, we're still pulling to the downside. GBP NZD is also pulling to the downside. NZD JPY. Okay, so we have been seeing a bullish market. It's continuing the swing. I'm not happy to enter in for a sell with this one. It's not liking the way that it's looking, but we do have some very strong divergence here. No, I'm not happy with that one. Let's see, AUD CAD. It's interesting, they're all doing their reversals to the opposite of their trend at the moment today. But we have, this week has been a very interesting week for the majority of currency pairs. All of the AUD pairs have been in this area of consolidation. It doesn't know where it wants to go. And if you look back at the kind of the historic forecast of what's been happening with AUD, it's come back to this area where it should have been before lockdown. So it now needs to decide, is it going to go against its trend that it's been in for the past like 5 years, or is it going to continue continue to go up? So is it actually going to do better after lockdown? This is what it needs to decide. GCAD. So we haven't been entered into that one yet. Euro USD, want to stay away from. Euro NZD, already taken a look at, it's done the move. Okay guys, in terms of market execution stuff, that's pretty much it that we can do for today. We've got Euro GBP, GBP NZD currently open, and then we've got GBP CAD, which is pending. Does anybody have any questions or any other currency pairs that they want me to go through? Oh, hey girl, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let us know. We do have a further 10 minutes, but I'm not